Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live stream. We are tracking quite a few active weather warnings this evening that we have going on. 4 portions, really stretching all the way from Kentucky all the way back to Texas. We have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings that we're going to be talking about. So let's kind of jump right into what we have. We're going to start kind of in our most active area right now, which is here across Mississippi. We can see we have multiple weather warnings here for this area. Let's go ahead and flip over here to the Jackson radar site and kind of dive in on some of these. So as you can see, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that we see starting kind of from west east here. There's one here just southwest of Greenville. This is going here for another about 30 minutes, goes till 8:30 p.m. Central Time. We're seeing a lot of these with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and possibly up to quarter-size hail. So that's going to be staying off just to the south of Greenville there, eventually coming up toward Leland. We have another one up here, which is near Sunflower, Mississippi. This one here has 1.5 inches hail, so pretty decent hail on this storm. Also 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Let's take a look at some of these hail cores on this as well, because we are seeing a good bit of hail on some of these. This one here, Lake Village, getting pounded with some pretty big hail. Indianola, the northern side of Indianola, coming up here into the Sunflower area. That's got a pretty big hail core on it. This storm over here, which was just extended out near Winona, we can see a decent hail core on this as well. So this is a new warning that just got issued for 1.25 inch hail and also 60-mile-per-hour winds. So we're seeing quite a bit of these with some pretty impressive hail cores on them. So going to be doing some possible minor damage when you're starting to get up to that 1.5 inch hail here. And then back here in Louisiana, also seeing we've got some more storms as well. Right here over Arcadia, Louisiana, we've got this severe thunderstorm warning. This also has 1.25 inch hail on it as well. So we can see this is really why they issued that slight risk for today for this area. And this severe thunderstorm watch here in the pink that you see, this goes for another 4 hours till about, what is this, midnight Central Time. Yeah, so all these different counties there. So that will continue here for another 4 hours. Up north here in the Memphis area, this yellow area, this is where our tornado watch is. We have had a couple of tornado warnings I've seen out there throughout this evening, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this as well. But right now we've got we have 29 severe thunderstorm warnings that are on the board right now. A lot of these for that 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. But as I showed you, some of these, let's take a look at this one, golf ball size hail on this. This is down here near Interstate 10, over near Kirksville. And this one here, again, we're looking at 1.75 inch hail. That is golf ball size hail possible here in the Kirksville, Texas area, just northwest of Dallas. San Antonio, sorry, not Dallas. Northwest of San Antonio here, near Kirksville. So some of these are pretty big hailstorms out here. New severe thunderstorm warning, 1.5 inch hail here. This is for west central Kerr County and northeastern Rail County there in Texas. So really a lot of big hailstorms here with some of these storms northwest of San Antonio. Kind of coming over here, sliding east, south of Austin, we've got this severe thunderstorm warning. A little bit smaller hail, 1 inch hail on that storm. Let's flip back over to our reflectivity. But yeah, I mean, pretty potent severe thunderstorms that we're seeing here in Texas. And it's kind of interesting because initially there was not a slight risk that went this far west, and then Storm Prediction Center was looking at some of the forecast models for some of these areas, and we were seeing that potential for some of these stronger storms out further to the west. So severe weather watches have been issued for these areas. Let's kind of come up here into south of Dallas here. This we have this little cluster of storms here. This is right along Interstate 45, south of Corsicana, Texas, coming toward Fairfield. This severe thunderstorm warning goes for another hour, so is just issued here. This is for 1 1/4 inch hail on this, and also seeing those really, really strong wind gusts out here. So make sure that if you live in really Fairfield over to Mexia, down toward Teague, all of these areas going to be being impacted. Even over here near Coolidge, Texas, this storm here is about to roll over Coolidge up to Wortham. Here along Interstate 45, if you're traveling north or south out there, that's got to be a rough ride going through some of those areas. And then over here east of Athens, we also have a few more severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, 1 1/4 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is northeastern Henderson County there in central Texas. Seeing some pretty decent hail course here. This is going to be coming up here, probably staying just on the southern side of Tyler, Texas. All these storms are kind of moving off to the east-southeast. If we kind of put this in motion, we can kind of see it's kind of drifting off. It came here from the Athens area and drifting off to the east-southeast on this. So Athens, you should be in the clear the rest of the evening. These storms here off to your west-southwest, those should stay off to your south. We're not really expecting any development. Once the storms kind of pass through an area, this whole line here, if we kind of zoom out, we can see basically it stretches all the way here from Austin all the way back and up here into northwestern Alabama and across Texas. So let's keep kind of coming along this line. Let's come here into Louisiana. Take a look at some of these storms. Looks like we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning up here. This goes for another 21 minutes there. 1 1/4 inch hail. This is south of Shreveport. Another smaller storm developing on the east side of Shreveport over here as well, that we are keeping our eye on as well. So we've got that guy right there that we're keeping an eye on. Pretty heavy storm over here near Arcadia that we can see. Let's take a look at the hail core. That's really, again, the big story right here just south of Interstate 20 in Arcadia, Louisiana. This is here between Monroe and Shreveport, right there on the I-20 corridor. We can see that we also have another severe thunderstorm warning here. This is going to be coming into the West Sterlington area near Rocky Branch, Louisiana. A little bit more rural. That severe thunderstorm warning goes for another hour. And then kind of coming back here, we've got this storm here in Greenville. Let's flip back over to the Jackson radar. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty decent little hail storm on that one coming into the south side of Greenville. Let's see what this warning here. Lake Village, eastern side of Lake Village. That's right near the Lake Chico area. Yeah, 1 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Another little storm developing over there. Indianola getting in on some of that action as well. Seeing a little bit of rotation here on this storm as well, southwest of Greenville. So that's rather interesting. Let's see what it's looking like in the... Yeah, that's really just developed here in this last scan, seeing a little bit of rotation starting to develop on this storm. So that's something we are definitely going to want to keep our eye on this area right. And let me stop it right in here, seeing a little bit of rotation on that right there. That's right there on 82, so definitely we'll keep an eye on that area of rotation, see if they issue any additional warnings. And interestingly enough, this area, looking at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, really here in Mississippi is where we were looking at when we look at the tornado threat. That's that 5% area that we were looking at here. Basically from that area up through central and northern Mississippi. So, and Greenville, that's kind of that area that we were just looking at where with that rotation that we were seeing. So it definitely falls within that 5% risk area. So we'll have to keep an eye on that storm. Let's see what else we have. We have this is maybe something that could be developing down here as well, potentially over here near Holland Bluff. So these storms do have some tornadic potential. We're not seeing a huge tornado potential. This is another area here, very broad rotation here northeast of Indianola. So we'll keep an eye on that. But as of right now, we're not seeing any tornado warnings. There was an earlier tornado warning here east of Rolling Fork. That was with this storm, which has since kind of dissipated here in the last half hour. So that cell there kind of all to itself. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. That one did have a tornado warning on it earlier. Also got another little cell right up here that we can see that is a little bit semi-discrete as well. So quite a few warnings. Let's kind of shift our way up here into the Tupelo area. We've got a couple storms here on Highway 8 that we're keeping an eye on. These have some severe thunderstorm warnings. This is within that tornado watch, which goes till 11 p.m. Central Time this evening. So these storms also 1-inch hail on them. This is south of Tupelo, coming into the Houston, Mississippi area. And then we also have these storms up here in northwest Alabama. They did issue this severe thunderstorm watch as well, which continued into northwestern Alabama. So right here on the Interstate 22 corridor, we're seeing some storms here as well. So this is going to be coming into north of Goyne, Alabama, northwest Alabama. Nothing really on the velocities. Take a look at our hail core here. Small hail. The one behind it, though, might be something to keep an eye on. So these are mostly been issued for the potential for maybe some 60-mile-per-hour winds in that area. Interestingly enough here, though, around the Memphis area, things are still quiet. We're going to keep an eye on some of these storms here that are maybe just starting to develop on the western side of Memphis. This will be where we could see some tornado potential in this tornado watch here as we go through this evening. If you're watching, let us know where you're watching from. I've got the live chat open here, so definitely feel free to drop a comment in, ask a question. If there's a particular area that you would like us to take a look at on the live stream, definitely just drop that in the chat. And I will be glad to kind of zoom in and we can kind of focus on that area as well this evening. But western and central Tennessee is going to be an area that we're definitely going to have to watch here this evening as time progresses. But still, 34 severe thunderstorm warnings right now, stretching from Texas all the way up to Tennessee. So that is pretty unbelievable. And we also have a couple different tornado watches. So let's kind of go through the watches real quick. So up here we've got this tornado watch. This goes for another 3 hours. This does include the Nashville area, I-65 corridor here through much of central Tennessee. And then we have this tornado watch as well, which goes for another 3 hours. That includes the Memphis area. And then we have this tornado watch for portions of far east central Arkansas. And then we have this tornado watch here down in northern Mississippi. So we've got all these different tornado watches out here that we'll be keeping an eye on, that go here for about another 3 hours. So we've got quite a long evening ahead. Kind of come back down here. I want to see kind of some of these here in Texas, because some of these were just massive hail producers down here in south central Texas. So we'll kind of start on this one here. This one here is south of Interstate 10. Out here kind of in rural Texas. This goes for another 42 minutes. 1.5 inch hail on that. Wow. Yeah, that's a big hail core right there. Right on US 83, US 41, that area here, east of Rock Springs, Texas, kind of west of Kirksville. Then we have this one here, southeast of Kirksville. This is kind of traveling right along Interstate 10, southeast of Kirksville. And this severe thunderstorm warning, this is one of the bigger ones here. Golf ball size hail on that storm there. So that's going to do some damage for sure. And then over further east, kind of south of Johnson City area, we've got this storm. This one's about to expire here at 8:30 Central. And this has 1.25 inch hail on it. So still that'll do some damage, you know. Not necessarily major damage, but 1.25 inch hail can do some minor damage. Even with that. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then we come here south of Austin, Texas. Let's flip our radar over here. See if we got one. Actually, let's come to San Antonio radar on that. There we go. And that's pretty decent there in the Austin, Texas area here. Coming into Niederwald, Texas. This is east of I-35 near Niederwald. Yeah, you can see the bright hail core here on this. Right there. Oh yeah, much better. So yeah, there, that white dot right in here, that's some pretty significant hail there. Pretty significant hail. So we've got that storm. So those are our 5 storms, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 there in that part of Texas. Then we have this one up here near south of Dallas. This is our 5th severe thunderstorm warning here. And this is, again, more wind damage here. This one here is number 6, coming into the south side of Tyler. Wow, look at this. That's got to be a decent little hail core. Sure, that's decent right there. Oh, yeah. Just east of Athens. Wow, that's a big one. That's a huge hail core right there. That'll do some damage to your car. So Moore Station. This warning does have the tornado possible tag on this as well. Let's take a look at the velocities. Tornado possible tag with this one here east of Athens. Goes for another 9 minutes. Yeah, there's same area. We are seeing a little bit of a very broad rotation on this storm here east of Athens, southwest of Tyler, Texas. So they do have that tornado possible tag. So we will definitely keep an eye on that one as well. This is interesting here as well. Seeing a little bit of rotation as well on this. That does not have a tornado possible tag on it, but still SVR warned. That one does. Southwest of Tyler. New severe thunderstorm warning now out on that storm that we were just looking at. They've dropped the tornado possible tag on that. Still 1 3/4 inch hail though on that storm. So quite a large hailstorm. So a lot going on out in Texas. Let's check back in over here in Louisiana. We've got some storms here that we're keeping an eye on. This one here looks really interesting actually near San Augustine. And the reason I say it does look interesting is there's a little bit of almost like a hook trying to develop right there, and seeing a very broad rotation in that same area where that hook was. So we'll have to keep an eye on this particular storm as well as it tracks off to the east-northeast. See if it kind of develops any sort of lower level rotation on that with that storm. But again, a lot of these storms are producing some pretty significant hail. This severe thunderstorm warning saying 1 1/4 inch hail. This is near San Augustine, 19 miles south of center, moving northeast. It's only moving at 15 miles per hour. So it's not moving very fast at all on that. And then coming up here, let's come back up here east of Shreveport, check on these storms. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning basically between Shreveport and Monroe. We also have another one north of that, right here on Highway 9. That warning is about to expire here in 6 minutes. Does look like it is weakening a little bit. And then this one here north of Monroe goes for another 36 minutes. This also has that tornado possible tag north of Monroe. And yeah, we're seeing possibly a little bit of rotation trying to develop on this. Kind of here in the just southwest of Sterlington, Louisiana. So that is something we are definitely going to need to keep our eye on this storm here. Then we've got that one coming up here into El Dorado. And then we get over here into southeastern. So that storm. Then we have this storm here, which is now crossing the river, passing just south of Greenville, Leland area. That severe thunderstorm warning is about to expire with the 1 inch hail on it. Looks like just south of Greenville, over toward Hollandale and Arcola. That area is probably getting hit with some pretty intense. This is all really starting to develop into that MCS. We're really starting to see this whole line of storms begin to develop here in west central Mississippi. And this is all going to be pushing off to the east-southeast through the evening. There we go. Now you can see my arrow better. Look at that. So this is really the beginning of that whole MCS cluster there that we're seeing. See what's coming on up here as we move further into north central Mississippi. So we've got this storm here just north of 82 in Winona. That's looking pretty impressive. This severe thunderstorm warning also has a tornado possible tag on it. So maybe a little bit of rotation possible here. Right in that area. Right along 82 basically west of Winona. Very little rotation on that. But nonetheless, really heavy rain. Sure, a lot of lightning up here just south of Duck Hill, Mississippi. And then up here southwest of Tupelo, keeping an eye on this complex. And really, this entire complex, really from western Mississippi, you can really start seeing it starting to all congeal together here. This whole line really starting to come together a bit. See if we have any new mesoscale discussions or anything from Storm Prediction Center. There actually is, yes. I thought I saw one come through. All right, so mesoscale discussion number 258 from the Storm Prediction Center here. The hail risk, which we were just talking about in Texas, appears to be converging toward the San Antonio area with additional storm clusters further to the northeast. So interesting to note here with this that they are giving this basically when it comes to hail. This is what we're looking at here. That 1.5 to possibly up to 2.5 inch hail. That's some pretty big hail. Also can't rule out some 55 to 70 mile per hour winds. So pretty decent hail threat in this area. Let's kind of come back here real quick and look back over here into the Texas region that we were just looking at in the San Antonio region. These are some of the biggest hailstorms so far today, for sure, by far. Vicky LeBlanc, is that going to hit Greenville? Yes. This storm here is the one that you're talking about that we were just looking at. It's going just south of Greenville. So here's Greenville right there. So it's really just south of Greenville, probably about 5-10 miles. So in Greenville proper, they're just getting a little bit of light to moderate rain. But south of Greenville, closer to the Arcola area and those areas, that's where here's that new warning, severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for that particular line. Again, 1 inch hail, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So that will go Yeah, so that warning just now for Greenville has been allowed to expire. We're going to see a lot of warnings here expiring now at 30 past the hour here, 8:30 Central Time. But it is south of Greenville. There's still a little bit of broad rotation I'm seeing on this storm, but it's actually gotten more disorganized south of Greenville. And that'll be kind of coming here toward Hollandale, so keep an eye on that. But Greenville's pretty much in the clear for the rest of the evening. Now with this storm off to its south, there's really nothing. I mean, there's this storm over here, but even that is probably not going to do a whole lot because it's really behind the main line. So we've got that. Good question, though. Thank you for asking that question. Appreciate it. I'm interested to see what some of these storms up here in Tennessee end up doing here in the next little bit. Kind of from Clarksville over toward Dresden, Tennessee, southeast of Union City and Martin, that area. Little storm developing up there. We'll keep an eye on that because this is where that tornado watch was issued. This yellow areas where our tornado watch was issued for. So we'll see if we get anything more out of that. Let's take a look, actually. We have these HazCams. I always forget about these. Speaking of Greenville, let's take a look at the HazCam coming out of Greenville. So definitely raining there. You can see the lightning. So I think that is looking east as well, which would make sense because that storm is kind of off to the east-southeast of Greenville. I think there's another one here near Greenwood. Yeah. Yeah, that one you can't really see anything. Just a lot of lightning, man. On that one. Oh, we also have a storm chaser out there. Who's this? Jason Cooley's out there this evening. So, yeah, so he's out there in Mississippi near Redwood, Mississippi right now, it looks like. So he might be kind of trying to head up towards some of those storms. So keep an eye on his progress there this evening as well. But he's probably coming up here toward Yazoo City, trying to intercept this line that's kind of dropping south, just northeast of Vicksburg. Over here, let's take a look at what we have going on here near southwest of Smithville. Let's take a look at this HazCam near Amory. Yeah, it's kind of... Yeah, you can see a little bit of the lightning there in the distance. Oh yeah, look at that. You can almost actually make out a little bit of... almost like a little bit of a wall cloud in that part of the storm. Kind of hard to see, but pretty impressive lightning nonetheless. Really nice lightning storm there in northeast Mississippi near Amory, Mississippi. Wow, look at this. Let's take a look at this storm here in northwest Alabama. This one looks like it's getting a pretty decent little hail core on it. Yeah, this one's definitely coming in hot here. This is probably actually bigger than an inch hail now, I bet. I mean, looking at the reflectivity. Yeah, we're at 72 decibels right there on that. So I'm sure, yeah, that's definitely gotten pretty big here in the last little bit. So let's see if we can throw this in motion. Yeah, it's definitely gained a little bit of momentum here in the last few scans. So this is basically heading east, so eventually we'll make it over here to Interstate 22. So this is, I would say overall, this severe weather event this evening that we're seeing is definitely one of the larger hail events that we've had this year, where a lot of these storms are dropping quite a bit of large hail. And it's also a fairly large scale event too, in that it's also been a fairly large scale event too, in that we've seen this really stretching all the way from portions of Texas all the way up into Tennessee. So a lot of our severe weather areas have been a little bit smaller, so this is more of a large scale event that we are seeing this evening. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that throughout the evening. And folks, if you're new to our YouTube channel here, first of all, thanks for stopping by and checking out tonight's live stream. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can get notified, as we do like to provide live weather coverage of severe weather events. Sometimes if we're not able to get out there, we'll kind of do what we're doing tonight, and we'll be just really kind of tracking the radar, looking at some of the storms, keeping an eye on some of the storm chasers that are out there, like Jason Cooley, who's out there this evening, and also really just trying to keep you guys informed as to what is going on, answering your guys' questions, all of those things. That's what we are here to do. We also do have a Discord server that we invite you guys to check out. You can find us on Discord at Extreme Weather Videos. Just look up Extreme Weather Videos on Discord. We would love to have you join the conversation with our storm chasers there on our Discord server. I'm kind of wondering if they might expand this severe thunderstorm watch off further to the east this evening. They might end up having to do that. So we will definitely keep an eye on it. Keeping an eye on some of these reports here that are coming in as well. So if you see me not looking right at the cameras, because I'm looking at some of these different reports. So there was that earlier reported from Jason Cooley. We were just talking about him earlier. This was about an hour ago. I didn't even totally just saw this. There was a tornado west of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, around 7:24 to 7:30. But there wasn't any damage reported, but Jason Cooley reported that earlier. So the Hazcams actually kind of caught that, interestingly enough. Wow, I wish I could have seen that earlier. That was about an hour ago. So that was before. I knew I'd seen that tornado warning there east of Rolling Fork. So, hey Corin, good evening, sir. Welcome to tonight's live stream. Thanks for tuning in. So speaking of, let's take a quick look at some of our, so this is that latest mesoscale discussion we were looking at earlier. I kind of want to take a quick peek and see what our storm reports so far for today are looking like. So we do have that one tornado report. Small vortex formed under a rotating wall cloud seen from Mississippi Highway 14 on the west side of Rolling Fork. So there it is. That is that one tornado report that they were talking about right there. And we have 2 wind reports. Again, look at this though. The number of hail reports. We've got a ton of hail reports. Over 50 hail reports so far today. So, and 50 total reports. So 47 hail reports, 5 of those significant hail reports. And we can see here in Texas area, that's where some of those significant hail reports are. Also seeing a few of those significant hail reports, southeast Arkansas, northeast Louisiana as well. So very, very interesting. If you need help with the radar, I definitely can help. Awesome, sir. Yeah, we've got a lot that we are tracking on the radar this evening there, Corin. Really, you could see here stretching from southern Tennessee all the way back here through much of Mississippi into portions of Louisiana and even all the way stretching back here into Texas. So it's been quite a busy evening that we've seen. We currently have, let's take a look at our warnings. We have 45 total warnings out there. Now we have 21 severe thunderstorm warnings, which you can see a lot of these are for hail, some ping pong ball size hail. This one here is golf ball size hail. Look at that guy there. This storm we've been watching, this is now south of Greenville, and they're now reporting. Are they reporting golf ball size hail on that? Wow, that thing just blew up. That is unbelievable. Coming over toward the Hollinsdale area. Let's seriously say, wow, yeah, golf ball size hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Unbelievable. Wow, my parents-in-law dodged a bullet with that storm. So that's insane. Let's see what else we have. Ping pong ball size hail. That is on this storm here in northwest Alabama. So yeah, ping pong ball size hail. And that one basically about to come right into the town of Guin, 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 over toward Twin and Pikeville, leaving Henson Springs. So that's a pretty significant hailstorm. Let's see what else we've got. Golf ball size. What's this one here? Golf ball size hail on this. This is out in Texas. So those are some of those storms there in Texas as well that we are keeping our eye on. And what else do we have? Quarter size hail, severe thunderstorm warning. We got a flash flood warning, and then obviously we have the winter storm warnings as well. Up north in Wisconsin, they're still getting some snow up there. Let me turn off the winter warnings. So just go ahead and do that. Turn off these winter alerts on our map. I'm also going to turn off the hydro alerts. Just kind of clean up the map a little bit. Kind of help. Do they have flash flood warnings on here? Leave that one on. Oh yeah, flash flood warnings. Okay, perfect. We have those on. Turn off special marine warnings. Turn off special weather statements. There we go. All right, much better. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Map can get a little bit cluttered. I might even turn these watches off temporarily, because we kind of talked about those already a lot. I wish there was a way I could turn off the mesoscale discussions, but I have not figured out. If anyone knows how to turn off the mesoscale discussions on WeatherWise, can you guys drop a comment in the chat? Because that is one thing I have not exactly figured out how to do. But yeah. So yeah, 26 alerts now. They're kind of cleaned all that up. 22 22 warnings. Well, now we're down to 18 warnings. We'll lost a few more expired. So, yeah, south of Decatur, Alabama. Let's check out this HazCam here real quick. Near Moltop. It's kind of east of it. So probably not going to see a lot there on that camera. Raining a little bit. 63 degrees, yeah. Not the greatest environment over there. Man, this storm here, though, that's coming over toward Carbon Hill, Louisiana, northwest of Birmingham, that's got that golf ball size hail on it. That's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. Oh, I mentioned our Discord server to you guys earlier. So this is kind of just a quick little preview. If you join that, this is kind of where we post a lot of the different reports and stuff like that come in. So this is our Nowcasting channel on the Discord server. So we've got that. We also have a lot of really great stuff on here. Announcements, just a general discussion area where we talk about the weather, just how our day's going and all of those things. If you actually become a team member, you'll actually get access to this whole members only area as well. We're also looking to be bringing some of our chases as well to our Discord server. So by joining our Discord server, you'll also get access to be able to listen in live to our storm chasers while they are out on those chases. So be sure to check us out, Discord Extreme Weather Videos, and be sure to join our server today. I'll drop a link in the description here of this video. I think there actually already is one, but if not, I'll make sure that there is a link to our Discord server for you guys to go ahead and sign up and join. We would love to have you on our Discord server. Man, these storms are just huge hail. That's a massive hail core. Even this one here north of Winona is starting to get some pretty big hail on it. Let's flip real quick. Yeah, this whole line has really come together now in this last 30 minutes. This whole MCS developing. Let's take a look at some of our rotation, because this has also been interesting. You can see right in here a little bit of rotation in that area. There you go. So this is just north of Winona. Again, no tornado warning on it, but still something that that we need to keep our eye on. Because in this line there could be a brief spin-up tornado. Really, anyway, even over here near Hollandale, this area is kind of interesting. I'm kind of surprised. Keeping an eye on that whole area right there. Wow. But no tornado warning on it. This severe thunderstorm warning goes for another 40 minutes. Golf ball size hail. Let's take a look at our... Oh yeah, Hollandale. If you're in Hollandale, be prepared because you're about to get walloped with some golf ball size hail. Right along US 61 here, south of Leland. That is a massive hailstorm. Another one right off to the west of it. just northeast of Eudora. That's Louisiana. This is basically right on the Mississippi River here. About to come over the Mississippi River. So 2 big hailstorms there. This one up near Winona. So there's 1, 2, 3 there in Mississippi. Another smaller one. Let's flip real quick over to Shreveport, see if we get a better view of these. Yeah, we got 2 more here. These are putting out some decent hail as well. That's inch hail. And then this one over here, and 1 inch hail on that as well. And then back in Texas, this is what they issued that mesoscale discussion for earlier. We've got this cluster. All these you can see here. These are all some pretty big hailstorms. That one's a golf ball size. This guy over here, probably not quite as big. Yeah, $50 size on that one. This one here's got like 3 different hail cores. That's just some quarter size hail, so not too big there. But all those storms over here, these are all probably quarter size as well. Yeah, quarter size hail. This one up here is not even severe warned. West of Austin, got a few more back there. But a lot going on this evening as far as these hailstorms go. See if there's any rotation on any of these. A little bit. Nothing super interesting on any of them. This one's the most, but again, it's super, super broad area of rotation. Totally didn't realize I had that drawing still on there. Sorry about that. So, south of Dallas, nothing super interesting there. Wortham, over here toward Fairfield, a little bit of area of rotation. Do they have anything on that? No, they don't. But yeah, you can just see this whole line here just really stretching all the way back from Austin up through here, over into Mississippi. Over now, even getting east of Huntsville, man. This is just, I mean, I don't even know how many miles this is. But, I mean, that whole stretch, which coincides pretty well with our risk area for today. You can see, look how long that risk area is that they issued, that slight risk. So, I mean, Storm Prediction Center, kudos to them once again. Basically going from Nashville all the way down west of San Antonio. And we look at this, and guess where? We're just south of Nashville, all the way west of San Antonio. So, right on the money. Great job, SPC, on your triangular slight risk outlook there. So currently 24 severe thunderstorm warnings on the board. Let's kind of take a look real quick. I want to take a look at this new one that's up here near the Huntsville area that just was recently issued. For this guy right here, yep. So this is just southeast of Huntsville, Louisiana, severe thunderstorm warning. Max hail size, not even quite an inch yet. So maybe a little bit of nickel size hail there. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. That's for northeastern Marshall County, southwestern Jackson County, and southern Madison County up there in north central Alabama, which goes till 9:30 Central Time. Then south of Decatur, Alabama, we have this severe thunderstorm warning. This is moving east at 40 miles per hour. This goes till 9:15 Central for southwestern Morgan and southeastern Lawrence County up there in Alabama. And then as we continue working our way west, coming down here with this storm here south of Hamilton, Alabama, we have this new severe thunderstorm warning that was just recently issued, which goes for just under about an hour. That's for southeastern Marion and northwestern Fayette County there. This is 2-inch hail on this storm. So this is one of our biggest hailstorms here in western Alabama, northwest of Birmingham. 2-inch hail. So that'll definitely do some damage. This includes places like Brilliant, Tucker, Goyne, Guin, Bazemore, Wayside, Texas, Winfield, Marion County Public Lake, Glen Allen, Pikeville, and Twin, all in Alabama. Again, 2-inch hail on this storm. Let's take a look at that hail core. Yeah, we can see right in here, just north of Gwin, there's the wildlife management area. Here is Highway 43. So if you're on Highway 43 in Gwin or on the north side, you've got that hail core coming in. This is going to be drifting off to the east-southeast. So even down here in Winfield, know that you've got this storm coming in from your northwest. And this will likely be doing some damage with that large and significant of hail here south of Interstate 22. There's Brilliant. Maybe not quite as much hail over here in Brilliant, but really from Twin through Goyne and up here to Winfield. So this whole region there is going to get in on some pretty big significant hail. There's Birmingham. Here's Tupelo over here. And this is that storm that we're looking at with that 2-inch hail here in northwestern Alabama. Let's flip back over to Jackson. We also have these hailstorms here still going on northeast of Winona, Mississippi. Seeing some pretty big hail on this. Also have that tornado possible tag on this. This is one. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, still a little bit of rotation right in there. It's honestly, ooh, there's the new scan that just came in, so definitely seems like it weakened a little bit, but definitely still something we need to keep our eye on here in this area, northeast of Winona. This is south of Sweetman. There's Lodi over here. So that's going to be headed toward Lodi. Over here, Sugar Hill, Cedar Hill, that area of rotation just south of Eskridge. They're on Highway 51, north of Fox. So decent little bit of rotation on that. North of Kilmichael. This is just right north of Highway 82. Been out there many, many times myself, going through Highway 82 over there. See where Jason Cooley's at. Is he still out there? Oh, he's over here in Vicksburg. So he must be just headed back home or whatever. He was the one that earlier that reported that that tornado there west of Rolling Fork. Earlier he reported that. This here is kind of still interesting here now, east of Hollinsdale, that rotation. That's probably causing a good bit of wind damage, I bet. Basically right here, there's like a little bowing segment on that storm. Let's kind of flip this over to, yeah, you can see a little bit of a bowing segment with that. So that's definitely probably causing some wind damage there on the eastern side and southeastern side of Hollandale. So this is probably causing a decent little bit of wind damage, and all that's going to be kind of traveling this way. Mesoscale discussion. This is that earlier one, flash flooding possible. Yeah, that is definitely also a threat for this whole area here that you kind of see outlined, these are, the risk of flash flooding, because these storms are kind of training. They are moving south, but they're really training over some of the same areas. So that could cause some isolated and localized flash flooding in these areas as well. So definitely something here in central Mississippi to keep in mind. Really along and just south of US 82. Starting to see a little bit more development with these storms over here in Louisiana as well, it looks like. Again, trying to congeal into this line. Seeing some decent hail cores on this. Not quite as impressive as what we're seeing. Well, there's a decent one right there. This guy here has got a decent hail core on him. Yeah, 1 inch hail, quarter size hail. It's got a little decent one. So these storms will continue here. We're seeing a few less severe thunderstorm warnings now than we've had earlier. A few more out here in Texas. This storm here is really just kind of combined into one giant storm here. This is pretty much due north of San Antonio. It might make it down to San Antonio in a little bit. This guy's got some golf ball size hail on him. So this new severe thunderstorm warning, this is for southeastern Kendall County, north central Bexar County, and west central Como County there in south central Texas. Goes till 9:45 Central Daylight Time. Again, golf ball size hail on this storm right here. Let's flip this over to the reflectivity. Yeah, so that guy's dropping a good bit of hail. We're seeing on that. Folks, if you're just tuning in, definitely feel free to drop a question in the chat. If there's a particular storm you're wanting us to take a look at. Also, be sure that you are subscribed to our channel for updates and more. Have those notifications turned on so when we go live, whether we're doing live weather coverage like we are tonight, or if we're out live on a storm chase, one of our chasers may be out live and broadcasting here to the YouTube channel. So you'll definitely want to make sure you've got those notifications on, especially as we get here further into the spring and the severe weather season really starts ramping up. We'll be doing a lot more of these live broadcasts. Either myself, sometimes it's another one of our radar techs. Rob, you've probably seen some of his videos recently. He does a fantastic job. Try and train a couple people every year as I can. Also, if you're interested in joining our team, we would love to get to talk about that. You can check us out on either Facebook or Discord. Get in touch with us. Let us know where you're from and what your experience is, and we would love to get to connect with you and get you to be a part of our community. We're always looking for more chasers in different states. We've got a few right now. Here in Georgia, out in Oklahoma, Texas, a couple other places, Colorado. So if that is something that you are looking to be a part of and get connected with an awesome weather community, Extreme Weather Videos may just be the place. that you need to check out. So we definitely encourage you to do that. This storm here southeast of Shreveport's kind of gotten a little bit bigger as well. Still showing just quarter size hail on that. Man, Shreveport's kind of dodging a bullet there a little bit. Just you live on the east side there. Back to our reflectivity. All right, let's kind of come back up here. I want to see what's going on here in Tennessee. Okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of development here. I knew we were going to start seeing some initiation here across western Tennessee. And this is, again, we do have a tornado watch out for much of western and central Tennessee, which goes here till midnight Central Time. So we're going to have to keep an eye out as this line of storms here, you can see, is now starting to develop here. Really just kind of southeast of Clarksville, seeing that develop. Also seeing a little bit of this cluster of storms that are developed north of Huntsville as well. Speaking of which, that severe thunderstorm warning that was east of Huntsville has now been allowed to expire. This guy here, northeast of Birmingham, this guy is still, yeah, if you're on Interstate 22 right now, this guy's dropping 2-inch hail. So, I mean, we're talking bigger than golf ball size. Not quite tennis ball size, but definitely getting that direction. So that's some pretty significant hail right here along Interstate 22. Basically from Tucker up here through New Hope over toward Twin, Alabama. Now stretching basically the western tip of there in Goyne, even getting over here toward Brookside, Alabama, south of Brilliant. So right here along Interstate 22, Highway 253, Highway 129, 44 a little bit. This whole area is just getting hammered by some of this hail that you see coming in. And it really started way back over here to the west near Detroit and has now moved off to the east. And really hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. So this is basically going to travel here probably right across Interstate 22. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye on that storm with that large hail threat there in northwest Alabama. Also, folks, I know we got a few new folks that are joining here on the live stream, so thanks for tuning in this evening. If you're new, definitely hit that subscribe button. We'd love to get to connect with you further. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat as well. If you got a question, if there's a particular storm you want to get to take a look at in more detail, be glad to do that. But yeah, this one here is really just north of Interstate 22, coming into Rock City, Brookside. That guy is doing some damage with that hail. Whew. Don't have any chasers out there. This is, again, why we're looking for some more storm chasers. Maybe you live in some of these areas and you're a chaser there in northern Alabama. We definitely need to connect with you so we can have you on our live stream here. That's a big hailstorm there. Big hailstorm. This guy here, though, along 82, this one here isn't moving a whole lot. New severe thunderstorm warning out here, though. This also still has that tornado possible tag on it. 1.25 inch hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this line. Yeah, this is that one that's coming out of Hollandale. And yeah, definitely still something we got to keep a close eye on. Definitely seeing some rotation right in that area there. So this is going to come over here toward Belzoni, Silver City, and eventually over here toward Chula, south of Isola and Inverness. So definitely keeping an eye on this area. This is definitely some of the best rotation. And we do have a 5% tornado risk. We talked about it earlier. But this area of Mississippi is where we do have our highest tornado probability, if you would say. And seeing this area of rotation here on this is definitely something we're going to keep a close eye on. Yeah. That's why I have that tornado possible tag. So even though this is a severe thunderstorm warning, if I'm in Belzoni, I would be taking those tornado precautions right now. This is a pretty decent area of rotation. So there may be something on the ground. Nothing confirmed. We don't have any storm chase in this area, but definitely treat this in Belzoni like there is a tornado on the ground headed toward that area. Maybe just on the southern side, south side there of Belzoni. And this is basically headed this direction. So Chula, Lexington, all these areas here, Silver City. I think down here in Eden, I think you're going to be okay. Down here in Eden, you'll probably get some of this flanking wind that we're seeing here. This will be basically headed that direction. So 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts definitely not out of the question with this particular storm. You can see here that forward flank of the storm, but if there's any rotation or tornado, it's likely going to be rain wrapped with this. So again, in Belzoni, I would definitely be taking those tornado precautions at this time. This is looking like pretty significant circulation on this, just west of Belzoni. We'll see what this next radar scan shows. But with this severe thunderstorm warning, they do have that tornado possible tag on this, which includes Belzoni, Silver City, Eden, Lexington, Chula. This is all in central Mississippi. Well, west central Mississippi, I should say. Here's Greenville over here. There's 82. This is kind of, in a sense, a little bit of my stomping grounds. And there's 49 west that kind of comes down. So it's going to be kind of coming through this area here. And again, here's that tornado possible tag that I was talking about right here that you can see. So this is moving due east right now at about 35 knots, 40 miles per hour. New scan just came in. Well, the good news is with this new scan, the circulation looks slightly more broad. There's still a little bit of an area, again, basically due west of Belzoni, but overall in this area, it's definitely weakened out a little bit from the previous, from the previous scan that we were just looking at. So if you guys know anyone that's in these areas, definitely reach out to them. Let them know that these tornado warning storms are being issued. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's now been issued here. This is for Choctaw County, East Central Carroll County, Southern Webster County, and Central Montgomery County there in Mississippi. Goes till 10:15 Central Time. We're looking also with this 70-mile-per-hour winds and also possibly up to some 1.25 inch hail. And this is that whole system here. And interestingly enough, we do see a little bit of very broad rotation on this as well. This whole storm complex has kind of been evolving, but here south of Winona, maybe seeing a little bit of a circulation. Again, very weak, very, very weak, but there is a little bit in that area west of Kilmichael. They're now crossing south of 82. So anyone traveling along Highway 82, you guys are just getting absolutely blasted pretty much from Greenwood all the way over here to Europa. That whole stretch is just getting blasted with rain, thunder, lightning, some hail in some spots. Let's look at that hail. So yeah, here around Winona, possibly a little bit of hail. Winona and just south. Also another little hailstorm here southwest of Greenwood. And the big hailstorm here we can see here, again with this tornado possible tag that we were just looking at here coming into the Belzoni area in Mississippi. So that is the big one there in Mississippi. So we'll keep an eye on that. New severe thunderstorm warning out here southeast of Huntsville. This is the other one. This one's been having a massive hailstorm here right along Interstate 22. This has 2-inch hail on it, so 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, possibly even higher than that. So new severe thunderstorm warning just issued on this. Now up to, they're saying 1.25-inch hail, so might be seeing a decrease in that hail size, so $half size hail. So we're seeing a slight decrease with this storm, which is definitely good news. Earlier was dropping some massive hail. This is one I would keep an eye on as well with these velocities here. Really because it has this interesting feature right here, this little hook. So we almost have a little bit of inflow kind of coming into there. And that can kind of where you see, again, this red and that green there. Seeing a little bit of, well, it's actually really just a very broad area of rotation. Pretty much right there along Interstate 22. So definitely need to be keeping an eye out with this storm as well. If you're traveling here along Interstate 22, south of Brilliant and Tucker, over toward Dogtown, this whole area here north of Elridge. This storm is basically just kind of tracking right along Interstate 22. So if you're basically, let's zoom out here real quick. Yeah, basically Jasper, I'd say from Jasper off, pretty much up toward that Brilliant area. That whole area is where this whole storm is eventually headed. And this is northwest of Birmingham, so you can kind of see where we're at. Here's Birmingham over here. And there's 22 coming up, and here's this area. This is definitely doing some decent hail. I'm really actually getting a little worried about this hook that's trying to develop here right along the interstate north of Elridge in Texas. Not super strong rotation in this right now, but nonetheless, the shape of it and what we're seeing here on the reflectivity overall with this storm developing. Probably also doing a good bit of wind damage here, as well as 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible with this storm. Let's see if we got any new comments here in our live chat this evening. Doesn't look like it. Folks, feel free to hop in the live chat. I am checking on that, so you can definitely let us know where you're watching from. If there's a particular area that you want me to go over in detail, or maybe you're kind of new to this whole radar storm tracking thing, it kind of piques your interest, we definitely welcome you to our live stream. Be glad to answer any questions that you have, because I do want these live streams to be informative but also educational, because a lot of people may not know exactly what some of these different products that you see here. You just see different colors on a map, and what does that mean? We can definitely help explain that here for you guys. So this is our reflectivity product. So this is basically showing the amount of precipitation and the size of those water droplets, really, size of the precipitation that we're seeing, which typically larger raindrops correlate to heavier precipitation, which is why we see these brighter reds and even these purples. That is oftentimes indicative of a hail core within a storm, which lets us know when we flip over to what we call our vertically integrated liquid product. It kind of correlates to the potential where you see these brighter purples. That lets us know that likely there is hail falling within this storm. Now, obviously, here within this, it could be anywhere within. That's kind of where the radar beam is hitting it, showing us that this storm is likely producing hail, which is why when we look at our severe thunderstorm warning, they will give us these tags saying what the max hail size is and those things as well. So $half size hail on that storm. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Let's kind of come back here to our Belzoni storm. Yeah, this one here definitely likely got some significant winds on. Let's take a look at our velocities. Still seeing a little bit of rotation. There's a little bit more spread right in here, though, between that red and the green where you see that gray line. So it's definitely not as tight of circulation, seeing a bit more spread in that, which is good news when it comes to tornado potential for some of these areas. Especially here in the Belzoni area. Yeah, new scan just came in. So nonetheless, though, still probably going to be getting some pretty significant wind impacts here, especially east of Belzoni in the outflow of this storm. Pretty much right along that line there, where we've got this outflow boundary, this whole thing moving here off to the southeast. So if you're kind of, I'd say in Carter, Eden, right here along US 49E and 49 West, kind of in those areas, be prepared for some pretty intense winds, 60, possibly 70 mile per hour winds. I think they posted this for 60 mile per hour wind gusts on that quarter size hail tag on that severe thunderstorm warning. So definitely seeing this return of severe weather tonight, really all across northwestern Alabama, much of Mississippi, even here into northern Louisiana, and then back here into east central Texas and south central Texas. So these storms here are in Austin right now. Wow, Austin, Texas, totally taking a beating with this storm coming in right now. Let's look at our vertically integrated liquid. Yeah. Oof. So this is all kind of coming in here to the Austin metro area. And this is going to be rolling in here in the next 20-25 minutes through Austin and the surrounding suburbs. So right now, coming into Bear Creek, Cedar Valley, right here along Highway 290, seeing some pretty significant hail on this storm here east of Dripping Springs, Sunset Cavern area, right here along Highway 290. Also down up here near Lost Creek, Westlake Hills, all these. Here's Austin right here. So there's downtown Austin right there. And all of this is basically, yeah, you can see. So Austin, Texas is going to be getting a pretty big hailstorm here in the next 20 minutes, folks. Pretty big hailstorm coming into the Austin area. Yeah, that's gonna do a number on some cars out there. Again, this severe thunderstorm warning, we're looking at golf ball size hail on this warning. Whew. It's only moving at 15 miles per hour. That's it. So this guy is just crawling through Austin right now. Absolutely just crawling. Wow. I think let's take a look back at the reflectivity on this. Yeah, so Austin, that's going to be a rough next. And because it's only moving at 15 miles per hour, I mean, this is going to last, at least an hour, most likely, for the Austin area. There's I-35. So, new severe thunderstorm warning on this storm that we were just looking at, kind of on the south side of Austin. Again, golf ball size hail, 60 mile per hour wind gusts on that. We also have this whole line of storms here northwest of San Antonio, and these also have quite a bit of hail. These were kind of more individual, and really now have developed more into this whole line of storms. And this is all basically drifting off to the south. So San Antonio, again, none of these storms that on the southern side of this line are really moving that fast. They're only moving about 15, maybe 20 miles, 15, 20 miles per hour. So definitely, yeah, you can see a new scan kind of came in there on that. So northern side of Austin, be prepared for some pretty significant hail potential with these storms. You can see just about all of them. There's a little bit of a break right in here. There's kind of a gap in that area. But still a lot of heavy rain. But that's all headed down here towards San Antonio. And then we've got this other cluster up here in Austin that we were just looking at. That's a lot of hail there, potential. A lot of hail potential with those storms down there in Texas. What's this guy here? Wow, look at this guy here. This is south of Dallas. Let's flip over to this radar here. This storm here is kind of a loner. This is east of Waco, Texas, near Grobeck, Center, Texas. This storm also has golf ball size hail as well. So severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect till 10 Central for southwestern Freestone and southeastern Limestone counties. This is moving 25 mile per hour off to the southeast. Golf ball size hail, 60 mile per hour. Trained weather spotters have reported that hail. Again, when you're talking golf ball, that's where we start talking about injuries, folks. So if you're outside, you need to be seeking shelter from this storm, because that can actually injure you. If you get hit in the head with a golf ball size hailstone, that can do some serious damage. As well as your pets. Make sure if you have pets outside that you bring them indoors as well. When you're talking these large hailstorms out there in Texas, make sure you get your pets inside, folks. Please. Keeping an eye on some of these storms here off to the southeast of Shreveport. Maybe some smaller hailstorms with these storms here kind of developing. And then also these storms over here in Mississippi and Alabama. So, long night ahead for these areas. Make sure that if you live in any of these areas, that you've got a way to receive warnings. Being able to receive severe weather warnings is critical. So See if we got any updates here that have been posted recently in our Discord server. Just kind of taking a look at that. Doesn't look like it. So we'll flip back over here. Let's take a look at this storm north of Jackson that we've been keeping our eye on here. Now it's east of Belzoni. Still, I'm sure, doing some pretty significant wind damage. The good news is the rotation on this is definitely broadened out. Really broadened out. So I think that tornado threat on that particular storm has diminished, which is definitely good news. But still got to keep an eye on it. This is going to be coming here into Chula, over toward Lexington here on Highway 12. Also coming down here toward Eden, Belle Prairie, Cokesburg, all these areas here. Good Hope. Eventually I'll make it over here to the Interstate 55 corridor here in a little bit. So quite a few hailstorms out there that we've seen this evening. Stretching from Texas all the way to Alabama. So definitely our first big severe weather hail event, I would say. So, but thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this evening on this live stream. I am going to go ahead and wrap it up here because it's getting kind of late for me. But I am so thankful that I was able to join you guys. Be sure to check out some of the other live streams on there. Also, be sure to check out WeatherWise. That was the radar platform that we were using in tonight's live stream. You can definitely track all the storms on there as well. Check out some of the cameras that they have on there. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more weather updates. The weather does seem to be getting quieter. A marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow down there along the Gulf Coast, but then it's going to be quiet for probably the next 7 days or so. So we'll keep you guys updated, and we'll have more forecast videos here on our YouTube channel. But thank you so much for joining me this evening. Stay safe out there and experience the extreme with all of us here at Extreme Weather Videos. Have a great evening.